Buongiorno ragazzi, calling in from Sorrento, Italy. Let's have a look at what the hell is going on now that we've seen the pump and where this Bitcoin trap is likely to sit, what we have to look out for in case we have some trades in the market, or if we just don't understand exactly what is going on, what the chart is telling us. In today's video, we're specifically looking at the chart and what the information is telling us about the buyers and the sellers in the market, because the main thing that's going on right now is the excitement and the greed is starting to trickle back into the market. And we know whenever that happens, there is something dangerous coming. So make sure you have smashed that like button up. I know it's annoying. Click them, hit the subscribe. 3 out of 10 of you are yet to do that, so make sure you do that as well. You get to see this content in your newsfeed and stay up to date. There are a lot of people that don't watch the videos and just read the frickin' headlines of the video. So make sure you do watch the videos right through to the end so you get the idea of what we are doing when we are trading and investing, how we're reading the market before the news tells us. That's what the chart's here for. All right, so we've got Bitcoin to get through. We've got major cryptocurrencies in the top 20 that we've looked at over the last couple of weeks as we've been tracking this market pretty precisely over many, many months now, but in particular this recent period of Bitcoin's pump and dump and pump and dump, and then in this last 24 hours, the breakout. We're going to look at those cryptos and how we're able to pick the stronger horses over the weaker horses. And there is a specific way that we have done this, and we've talked about it. And you guys that have jumped on board things like Matic, for the case of Matic, which is basically almost tripled from that bottom, you're able to get better trades, better investments, basically short-term profits, rather than getting married to projects like ADA or DOT. I've got nothing against these, or I'm not married to them. Like I said in yesterday's video, it's about not getting married to these things. These projects basically lied to everyone. They talk shit, it's all marketing, and then everyone goes on about, hey, let's be part of a community online and just wank each other off. It's so stupid. You're here to make money, and investors don't make money by circling around each other and jerking each other off to be part of an online community. It just doesn't make sense to me. This is the hodler mentality which is pushed through social media, through YouTube, through Twitter, because it just makes new people feel better. We're not about that. We're about teaching a man to fish and understanding what the market is telling us, all right, as best as we possibly can, because we are going to make mistakes, but more often than not, we're able to get some profits out of the market. And if we're not right, we know where to put our stops to get out of the market to stay safe. So it's about being safe as well. This is all about a probabilities game. This is not saying this must happen, but it's a probability. So with that said, check out Bybit, link in the top of the video description. Probabilities are with cryptocurrency exchanges, of course, from my own research, exchanges that can make money in down markets, so bear markets and bull markets, are probably going to survive. Now, this is cryptocurrency, nothing is guaranteed, but exchanges that can short and go long, they're going to make more fees, therefore they should be able to survive if they have a good leadership team and obviously the rest of the team. So I'm looking at Bybit here. You can get up to $4,450 of sign-up bonuses with that link down below. Otherwise, if you don't use it, it's only up to about $3,500, okay? So that's Bybit for now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So we've got to get through the trap first, and also the price levels that we are currently experiencing for bullishness. So the best thing we need to see next from after this pump, we're looking at specific levels, and you can see the market did get rejected at 21,700. That was the key level here. So this is that yellow line across the top. The market just couldn't close above it. It kept testing it, but finally, if in the next 6.5 hours, we can close above that 21.7, that is going to put us at the strongest position that we have been in since that really fateful period in June 13, 14, 15, 16, and then we dumped into the 18th. That was a really scary period because we finally broke down from May and everyone was extremely fearful. And now the market is getting very close to closing above these levels. So probably the highest close it'll have since the 16th of June, if in the next 6.5 hours it does stay above that level. So this is basically the trap now. Because everyone has now seen all of the bullishness, you've got everyone on Twitter saying, 28,000 or 35,000 or anything like that, this has to happen. It feels like the FOMO has rushed back in, at least for the people who are still around in the market. So the buyers are sort of piling in saying, oh shit, I missed out on 18 or 19,000. I need to get in at 21 or 22. And you can start to see, even though there's 6.5 hours left, you can start to see that the market is getting pushed down. So if the old saying rings true, which I've seen it ring true all the time, the saying being that the professionals control the close. We want to know what the professionals are about to do for Bitcoin in the next 6.5 hours. So this is 2 hours 20 because it's a 4-hour bar, but we want to know what happens at the end of the day. That's the most important here. So we need that higher close. And if we follow through and start to close above this little conjunction here at about 22.5 to the other close here is at 22.562, that's going to put us in a much stronger position. So the probability swing in our favor that Bitcoin has a much better chance to run up to 24,500. So this is how we are reading the market day after day after day and staying on the right side of the market. That's all this is about, is really just staying on the right. There is no right and wrong, but essentially the profitable side. If you are going long, you want to stay on that side of the market as long as possible. That's all you have to do in trading. It's never said like that. You just think, I need to make a profit, but you just need to stay on the right side, your side. Whether you're going short or long, you just need to stay on that side of the market for as long as possible. And if you can read what the market's telling you, then you're going to stay on the right side as long as you possibly can. And that's how the best traders make the money. They don't make the money by saying, hey, let's all stick with the community and hodl like a bunch of diamond hand morons. They just get in there and read the market. That's what I want you guys to do. Go away, do your own research, and then never have to listen to me again or anyone else. Just go and do your own thing, right? So looking at Bitcoin, higher lows, higher highs, good sign. Volume coming in on the break, good sign. We need to see what happens at the end of the daily session. 6 hours, 20 minutes to go. Highest close would be fantastic, higher than all of these previous sessions, and start to tackle this zone here around 13th, 14th, 15th of June. That is what you want to see for the continuation of the cryptocurrency pump, as I've got here on my title somewhere. We're picking these 10x's. Don't worry about the 10x, okay? We're just picking the best cryptos, and there's no way I can put in the title picking the cryptos that do 30% and 50% is stupid. 10x, you'll live with it. You get what I mean, okay? So Bitcoin, it's feeling bullish. The greed is out there. Moving on to the cryptos that we've been looking at and have had fantastic moves. Ethereum got the bottom here on the yellow line. The yellow line was around 1,000, right? 1,040. That was on the 50%. You had the closes here, so zoom in, check out the first range, look at the closes just underneath, and then it sprung back above. One under, sprung back above, and off to the races. That move, which I know no one's going to get the exact bottom or the exact top, we're just using it as a measuring tool, 52% for ETH. So ETH has been one of the stronger players in the top 20. Now we can only trade a few of them. We can't trade everything here. So, for some people saying, well, look at Avalanche. It's done even better. It's done 26% on the last 7 days, and ETH, ETH has done 29%, but what are we looking at? Solana of 18%. Avalanche has done better than Solana, but you get the point. You can't trade everything unless you have a portfolio that you can throw enough money into each of them. Then what the hell are you doing here anyway, okay? Most people only have a select amount of money, and we need to pick the best cryptos, the best investments, so that you're not wasting money on the shitty investments. Look, shitty, call it what you want, okay? Maybe just not the best ones at that point in time. I'm being a little bit harsh there. Matic, one of the better ones. How do we get to these cryptos that were one of the better ones? We talked about this quite often, and even on Michael's channel, Michael Pizzino, my brother, who trades this stuff day in, day out. You go and check his channel out, fantastic on trading. But looking at this, we were picking Matic here, right? Matic was holding up better and in a stronger position than other stuff like ADA. We looked at ADA, and ADA has subsequently been one of the weaker moves at 24%. It will have its day, and the ADA army, whatever they want to call themselves, will be, jumping for joy on Twitter, and Hoskinson will be out there and all that sort of jazz. But for now, the chart was saying it's not ADA's time yet. It will have its time. They probably will all have their time, especially in the top 20 here. So what we can see, the best ones that have moved in the last 7 days, just as a quick look here, Ethereum has been better than Binance, has been better than Ripple, XRP, has been better than ADA, has been better than Solana. Solana's another good one, and then Matic has been absolutely amazing. So look, I'm just looking at these ones in the top. The rest of them, not so concerned with at this point in time, even though Uniswap's done well as well. So how did we pick these? You guys that have been following saw the difference between the setups on something like ADA, which has been trending along the lows, bouncing around, and not getting those pumps, not setting up. The same deal with DOT, didn't have those moves. Look at the low, up to where it was. Only did 28%, currently down to $7.40, so it'll be even less than that. Whereas you can see the setup for ETH was putting in higher lows. It was sitting above 50% levels, whereas ADA, it was sitting below 50% levels. This is how we pick the stronger ones over the weaker ones so that people can make more money. So it's about picking the stronger horses and then putting your plans into action to take as much profit as you can from the market, stay on your right side at that point in time and take those gains. Underneath 50% means it's weaker. Putting in lower lows means it's weaker. We don't care whether the army says that there's a hard fork coming up. It doesn't matter. It's all noise in the news. Look at the low here, look at the low here, here, slightly higher, lower again. This thing is still going down. Lower, look at that. High, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Just trying to break out. That is weaker. Solana, doing a little bit of the opposite. Higher lows, lower highs, but then it finally broke, but it's still under the 50%, so it's not moving as hard as something like Matic. You can see we got low, higher low, and then this low was pretty much getting very close to the previous tops, and then we had the breakout as well. And you can see the volume come into the market as well. ETH also above that 50%. So if we throw the 50 on Matic, coming back to this June low to the highs, you can see that the market was just bouncing around on the 50%. Just a quick look again, ADA, under its 50%. This is all through June. It couldn't just pick up. DOT, same sort of deal. If I throw another 50% on around the June point here, there's the 13th and the 18th, which it's actually gone lower, so it just couldn't make it, failed. That is a massive, massive signal to say, don't trade me. There are stronger assets to be traded. ETH clearly showed us that. It was at 50%, and it moved harder. Matic, same thing. I'm repeating myself there just to hammer home the importance of picking the stronger cryptos if you're looking to trade, and then not getting sucked into the other cryptos based on some sort of fundamental jargon with dates coming up. If you're able to read that chart, you would know that this is weaker than the other cryptos. Now, like I said, doesn't work 100% of the time, but it works enough because you just need to swing the probabilities in your favor as a trader or investor, or just even understanding what's going on here. You just need to swing the probabilities into your favor enough so that you win enough and that you win big enough. Taking profits, making profits, taking chunks out of the middle, that's all the game is about. It's not about being a superhero that thinks they're going to take 100x on the next crypto that is at recent major significant lows, because it doesn't always happen. So ETH, Matic, obviously the best runners now. Is it too late? That's a big question as well. Is it too late? This thing has already run 200 and something percent. It's 194 now, but it ran to a peak of 211%. Remember what we looked at. We're looking at the profit target level. So I can start to get rid of these now. This is ETH, profit target 1. I have these set up on the chart beforehand as well, so that we can have an idea of what we're looking for before we enter trades, because otherwise you get greedy and you fuck it up, all right? Don't get greedy, take profits at predetermined levels. You'd see that you've seen it on the channel many, many times. Have predetermined levels. It doesn't matter if it goes any further. You don't need to be a hero, just take profits. Know that, from the bull market, most people didn't take profits. That's why a lot of people are down on a lot now. Next target up for ETH is the underside of these levels here. That's at about $1,700 per ETH. We've currently peaked out at $1,530 so far, so we're getting very close to that. If it were me, I would say that this trend is getting old, and I would be getting concerned that I might not see as many profits to the upside. But if I did get another swing and another hold up, which we'll cover on the channel here as well, meaning if we did start to peak out here in the next 24 hours or 48 hours and start to pull back, then maybe it's time for another swing up, and just got to go with the trend because the trend is now up. As for Matic, I mean, that is one of the biggest bars it's had since the crash. So I would be quite concerned that Matic is coming to the end of this intermediate run. We've got many, many days up in a row, big volume, big bar. This might be one of the last days up like this, and we're getting close to our 50% level at $1.03, which we have covered on the channel previously. It's predetermined because we're using the ranges resistance card and looking at the highs to the lows. So I'd say that this trend is getting on a little bit, and remember the next level we were looking at was around $1.30. So the profits are getting less to the upside and the risk is getting more to the downside. That's all the buyers are looking for. That's all the smart money is looking for. How much is the risk to the upside? How much can I make? And how much could I possibly lose? And once those swing out of favor of the trend of the traders, then there's less buying to the upside. The market swings back and we get an equilibrium again until the trend is ready to go again. So don't get FOMO. Don't worry if you've missed out on this. It looks like we are going to be trending around these levels to be testing highs and lows for quite some time. Maybe the next few months, obviously we'll keep track of that and we'll have invalidation levels in case it doesn't play out like that. So make sure you've smashed up the likes. Sorry to ask for it. Give us a like for every one of these books in the background. Subscribe, Bybit, link in the top of the video description, $4,450 of sign-up bonuses, trade over there, have a plan if you intend on using leverage. I'll see you back here in Sorrento. If you want to see what this place looks like, it's absolutely beautiful apartment. Check out Instagram. It's absolutely amazing. I've got a bit of a tour over there on Instagram as well, so check it out over there, and I'm going to do some Q&As in the beautiful back garden to this place. Thank you guys. I'll see you at the next one. Until then, have more fun to get more done, and buonasera, arrivederci. Peace out.